Hey everyone, here's a short instructional video on my new product called the Adventure Catalyst. This is the one that you can download for free right now called the Fae Abductions. And in this short PDF, it's just a few pages, you get some backstory on the purpose of the Adventure Catalyst and how to use them, some advice on that. That's the same in all of them if you download that. And then you'll come to this page where you see some buttons. And basically there are four categories. There are, and the fifth, which is up here. So this is a brief description of kind of an adventure that you, I was imagining kind of solo playing RPG. So if I wanted to play through a solo game, I could use this to help me do that. But you could also use it for a full party if you were the GM. But up here is a description. And it says, those pesky Fae are up to no good again. They're encroaching upon the real world with mischievous intent and perhaps even malice. Children in and around the small village of Cathius are being kidnapped by Fae creatures. However, not all Fae are bad. Can you investigate and navigate the complexities of the Fae court to ascertain the true motives for these incursions, put them to an end, and save the children? So you get a kind of a hook for an adventure there. Okay, and then there are four categories of things that can modify this adventure. Because again, I was thinking solo play. I didn't want to just create something that I already knew everything that was going to happen in it. And so the first thing is this complication. And if you hit this button right here at the top, you'll notice that it fills in. It randomly picks from a table that I've put up that have random complications. And every time you hit the button, you're going to get a new complication out of those. Okay, and so you can get. It seems to be picking the same one a couple times there, but so here it says one parent is always a willing accomplice in these Fae abductions of their children, but they cannot or will not say why. So that's a complication at the beginning that might modify how you would play this game. That would be very weird if the parents were complicit in every single one of these abductions, versus a complication where each abducted child is ransomed for a seemingly random and meaningless item. Is there a connection between all these items that the Fae are asking for? So that's kind of extra flavor for before you started. Okay, so once you get into a game and you've got your complication, you're going to need some encounters. So you generate an encounter the same way. And this is about meeting the Queen of the Perpetual Eclipse. She's deep into the Cold War with the Court of the Untarnished Light. And so it kind of gives you some complications. And so maybe you go and talk to her. And if I was playing solo, this is where I would say, I would actually start playing out my character. Maybe I would use my encounter building cards here for decisions, and I would say, does this person, I ask her if she's involved with the Fae abductions, and what does she say? I would take the most likely answer, which is probably no, but I can flip a card to find out, and I check to see where I think the likelihood is, and I say, oh, no, she says she's not, but do I really believe it? And then I can get some extra details here that it's powerful, and pleasure maybe comes to mind, and so maybe actually she is involved in this. Maybe even though she claims she's not, she's involved in the abductions because it's making her feel powerful because she wasn't able to have children of her own. So it's bringing her pleasure to be able to take care of these children that she felt like she could never have on her own. That gives me some backstory to dig into. So I could use my encounter building cards to kind of build up these encounters and play them out. Maybe I'm using my new favorite system, which is called Upwind. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Upwind, their primer is on DriveThru RPG. Go check out their primer and pre-order the game of Upwind from their website. But maybe I'm playing and I've got some of my potential here, and I could use my potential to cast magic towards the Queen in this encounter, or maybe I use my non-potential part of the deck, which will go towards some of my skills and other things like that could help me work. So check out Upwind if you haven't checked it out yet. It's a great game, easily modified to suit your needs. So really check that out for the Q system. Back over to here to what I've got for you in the Adventure Catalyst. If you just need something completely random, I have what's called the Tension Builder. And so the Tension Builders are all the same in all of the Adventure Catalysts. It's just a list of random things that can affect things. So a grave misfortune is foreshadowed. Will it come to pass? So you just think of what would be foreshadowed here. And then at the end I have some randomly generated climax points. So, for example, you receive information that firmly points toward the King of the Fae as the culprit of the abductions. Confront and stop him. So there are kind of four factions within this adventure, and one of them happens to be the King of Fae, who's kind of this outcast, and maybe we get some information that it actually is him, and now I got to go stop him, but also keep the queens of the three courts happy and still kind of balanced in their power to be able to take the king down. And if you don't want to randomly generate these things to see how your adventure is going to play out, you can always just check the rest of the PDF, which has all of the things listed. You know, here are all the complications, here are all the encounters, and then the climax things here, and then of course the tension builders are the same in all the adventure catalysts. So you have all that available to you. So this is really just exactly what the name says it is. It is simply a catalyst. It is not the full-blown adventure, statted out and everything like that, but it is enough that if you're playing a simple system or using like the encounter building cards to play solo, you can generate adventures and even come back and play the same adventure and get a new story the next time around. And if you're playing with your full party, you're playing, you're the GM and you're dedicated to your group of making these games, and you just need kind of a full side adventure, or you want to use this as part of a full campaign, you can do this to kind of start that out, because there are enough encounters in here and enough story that it would take you several sessions to play through it fully. So I hope you take a look at these adventure catalysts and take a look at my other products like the encounter building cards or the encounter enhancements decks that I have available, because all of these things are meant to make your role-playing game experience more fun, more enjoyable, and something that even maybe you could do on your own if you want to sit around and do some solo RPG as I've been enjoying. I hope you try that out too. So thanks for checking this out.